Every table in here has alcohol on it. Every single one. It's a pretty big place. Right? It's emptied out a little bit. I've been here for a second. Right? But place was full. Every table had alcohol on it. Every single one. You know, there's probably somewhere around 60 million mothers, because there's all these courthouses, there's all these lawyers getting paid, there's all these judges getting paid. There could be 100 million kids getting abused by their own parents every single day. Extreme psychological abuse, where the parents reaching into their soul and weaponizing it. Isn't that what's happening in the entire country right now? Like, our parents are reaching into our souls, are weaponizing us. Many good people are standing up and saying, I've had it, I'm sick of seeing this shit. And we're all, and then those diamonds in the haystack are all surrounded by people who don't have the discipline or the character or the wherewithal to do anything. To stand up, to say anything. They just go with the flow, they just go with the status quo. If the TV says it's okay to be out of shape physically, mentally, spiritually, in the household, you know, because we watch The Simpsons, right? It's like, you can't see that there's a layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer Psy-Op, and the people who are most connected, most recipient of that Psy-Op, those people are completely losing their souls and their physical shape and their metaphysical shape and their family shape. And it's all because they do not care enough to build strength step by step. Or they can't even put that thought together because the Psy-Op is doing such a good job. You know, we live in BangLand 5000. I should rename the channel, you know. And every tool in narcissist tool, okay, selfish person that will lie to everybody and does not care enough to build the strength, to do things the right way, to even believe in themselves, to be able to do things the right way. You know, a lot of them figure they have to. That they just weren't born, they just weren't dealt the hand of cards. You know, a lot of people look at me, steroids, dealt a good hand, right? People don't realize that they're looking at someone who's dealt one of the worst hands. They don't realize I've never stuck a steroid in me. I just go hard, and I've gone through tons of suffering. I did it the right way. And a lot of it wasn't my choice. Circumstantially, I was blessed. Blessed with good suffering, blessed with suffering I could live out of, blessed with suffering that didn't take my arm or my leg, you know, but was hard enough to make me ready for whatever, whenever. That's what I am today, and I'm like one of the only ones. Everybody around me is just looking at me with this frying, small, jealous mind. It's so bad I can hear the sizzle all day. And it's disheartening to be in that situation day in and day out, and you kind of just accept lesser mates and lesser homies and whatever goes on, and that's the problem, isn't it? That's the whole freaking problem, isn't it? And we all want to be a little mini dictator. We want to be a mini one of them, a mini president, you know. We want tons of following, and we don't want to follow anyone else on social media. We want tons of support. Well, who's giving it? Who's supporting each other, really? You know what I mean? It's like the player and the marks, and that's how everybody sees it. They just kind of, all right, you know. Me, I wanted to run a test. Let's not talk about social media, actually, you know. Social media is a place where all these abused children go on there and tell us their entitled opinions and the way things work and all this various degrees of bullshit, because if it ain't nutritionaldiversity.com, no, but really, if you're not getting completely out of the construct, at least for a certain chapter, you're never going to have clear perspective on the construct. You're never going to build the strength to be able to exist outside of the construct ever. I haven't built that strength completely yet myself. And I think it needs to be built as a community, honestly. It's going to be very hard to lone wolf that one. But it can be done. It could be done. It depends on the environment. It depends on the place you want to do it. Jungle zone, that's tough guy territory, man. You know, cold zone, that's tough guy territory. You know, the Norwegians, whatever. And that you can see the products of that. You can see that they've been built stronger in certain areas. The slave game, the narcissistic construct, Kia Carlberg science link below. That's what we're living in the States, and look at the products of it. Health crisis, metaphysical health crisis, physical health crisis, family health crisis. You know, you could, and then all it starts, it's all from the top down. And these policies, they silently recruit, you know, all these child abusers that abuse their own children daily. I still can't get my head around it. And the child that I knew once has been deleted by it. That kid's gone. Whatever she was gonna be, she's something else. And whatever, I'm not gonna make too many comments on that. I've made a few, you know, but, you know, whatever, she's made it very clear she wants nothing to do with me. And just like, but we know what that is, just like and Maddie from Anti-Alienation Project is saying all the time. It's just like, I didn't do it to myself, but I said that I did it to myself. I said that it was my choice. I said that it was my decision. You know, but it definitely was not. I was brainwashed by my parent, and she's pissed. And she's got a huge following now, and she's waking people up, you know? And then once they wake up, man, they got Jedi training to do, because it's all wings clipping. It's all wing clipping, you know? They just want to hold you back. No matter what, that's it. They want to hold you back, and they want you to never meet up with the true Jedi that they once latched onto, had you to trap. And then when they were finally rejected, because everybody's going to reject a piece of shit, a child abuser, except another piece of shit child abuser. Period. So now, what you got is this little community of piece of shit child abusers and people that are real okay with it, that stand by. And it's all their fault. And that's why it's all our fault right now. And unless you make the conscious effort to start pulling people out of this bullshit and saving souls, you got to be making the conscious effort to be fighting the real enemy. And I'm on the fence. I've been doing this soul saving thing, but man, I'm ready to see some heads roll, to be honest, you know. And I tell you what, there's no gasoline for the human being like heartbreak. You know, so when you see me out here with $30,000 trucks, multiple who knows what, you know, tons of heads of cattle, you don't know. There's only one way to find out, honestly. Okay? Tons of luxury cars, luxury bikes, high-end bikes. I don't know if it's luxury, but I guess it's a gold wing or something. I wouldn't be quite getting that now. Yeah, real man bikes, you know. $10,000, $13,000 real man bikes. Now moving up in the world, the 2 GSXRs I lost to this kidnapping. Well, there was $2 million lost up there too, but the 2 GSXRs were not nearly as nice as the bike I have now. But I did love those bikes. They were my babies. My other 2 babies. And that's what they want to do. They just want to cause you a hurt, cause you loss, and they'll use their own child to do that. And if they've done that, that's a child abusing piece of shit. If you live next to it, up the street from it, down the street from it, and you do nothing, at some level, you're a child abusing piece of shit. And you gotta tell the kid. You gotta fucking tell him, yo, look, I think you've been lied to. I think your mother abuses you. That's what I've done. Because everybody just sits down. They don't say that. The kid's just trapped. You just watch them trapped. You just watch them trapped by lies and fucking total child abuse by their own parent. Which is just insane. And they do it for money and control. What are we doing? Well, the assumption, what we're doing right now, actually, in the broad scope of the world, is Satanism. What they're doing in the small family unit is Satanism. But we'll just say it's probably money and control. Also Satanism. Because controlling someone is a great way to lose yourself and then become a vessel of evil. And cultivation is the way you truly love something. You know, I don't love you if I'm just controlling you, manipulating you, and deceiving you and shit. That's not love or respect. If I don't respect you, I'll do that to you. You know. But now I've learned that I won't do that at all, period, because it becomes a part of me. If you tell a lie, you're a liar. You tell it, you know what I mean? I used to be very misleading with a lot of people. I had to smoke screen. If you're a Jerry Springer person, I would just start fucking pumping you full of lies, because that's what you do to me. Now I don't do that, you know. But, well, it's been nice, cool checking while I wait for my food. This is showing it now.